Hi everyone, just a quick recap on what we did in training a few weeks ago. It was the press and sliding and screening, just to prepare for the game tomorrow. So this is going to be our formation we talked about. It's 4-3-3. So the Reds are going to be the opposition in this example. So we talked about if the opposition have lots of time on the ball, we're not always going to be able to press them the whole time. So we talked about what type of triggers can we recognise when to go and press the ball. So let's say if the Reds playing it across, maybe a bad touch could be a trigger for us to push in and press. A weak pass is also one, so we need to be aware of these kind of things. So if we're out of possession and there's no pressure on the ball, how deep are we? Because we need to be aware of that ball in behind. So if no pressure on the ball, we should be compact and maybe just drop a little bit. We don't want that ball going in behind. If there is pressure on the ball, we can maybe push up a little bit. We also talked about sliding. So if the Reds are in possession of the ball and they play it across, we need to slide over our units, our midfield unit, our forwards and our back. But we want to slide as that ball travels. That's when we need to slide, instead of waiting till the ball arrives and then moving over. So react as the ball travels. We all slide over. We want to be nice and compact. We don't want them to play through the middle, so we need to prevent that pass going through. So then we talked about screening the forward pass. So if this was here, we'd expect that player to drop in and screen. If they manage to get the ball through into their midfielder, and here we have a situation where the pass is on, this player, you can check your shoulder, but you're not always going to be able to stop that pass forward. So what's really important here is the communication from your back two. They can just tell you to step right, stop that pass, step left, and they can get in nice and tight. We also talked about if they do start playing the long pass. So if this is a long pass, our centre back pushes into head. Our other two players need to drop in and cover. So we talked about a little triangle shape. Offering that cover, we need to be aware of the little flick on. Other things we talked about is, we're talking about as the ball travels, have a look at this player's body shape. If they're opened up, you know they're going to try and play forward, so we can try and stop that. So if they make this pass, we talked about the trigger of a bad pass, maybe a bad touch, that's when we need to press in, press nice and high. If we can force them, if they have to play the ball back because we're sliding, screening and pressing really well and they're playing the ball back, as this ball travels back, we can all step up a little bit. So I expect our keeper to give us a nice little shout. There was one other thing we talked about in our defensive shape, our two centre backs and our two full backs. Just remember, we were talking about the offside trap. So if this player is in, our two centre backs holding the line, these are going to command if we try and play the offside trap. So the full backs just try and be that 1 yard up, so you don't get caught and allow them in for the goal in the offside trap. So I've put up the information on Dropbox regarding all this, so I want you to go back, have a little read and just get prepared for the game tomorrow, and we'll go through it quickly in the morning again, but I just wanted you to have a little think tonight before the game. Thank you.